If you didn't watch yesterday's video, it makes sense for you to go back and watch it because this is really almost a part two. In the briefest way that I can say, I talk about the difference between your ego playing the trick on you doing the real deep personal work and trying to extricate yourself from the personal story, and how the context of something bigger than yourself, meaning God, is absolutely necessary, paramount for you really start to make those big, powerful shifts. But I left something out. I left out a major, major part. The part I left out is that you have to do it every day. Now, I don't mean that you have to dig deep and be in a traumatic space and go into all of like every dark corner. You don't have to do shadow work every day. But here's what you do have to do. You have to notice where you are in your body every single day. You have to do something with your body every single day. And an extension of that is making sure what you put in your body is something that's good for it. You need to commune with God every single day, whether that's meditation, prayer, journaling, I don't care. Communicate with God every single day. Communicate with some part of your intimate relationships every single day. Let someone know that they are appreciated and that you're thinking of them and that you're grateful that they're in your life. That kind of gratitude and appreciation of relationships will dramatically shift things. And fourth is practice what you preach. As you get closer and closer to discovering why you're here and your soul's purpose, not just your entrepreneurial purpose, and if you're lucky enough that those are the same, that's fucking amazing. But I mean the reason that your presence is here at this time, in this body, and bring it forth every single day. So, and it sounds like a big list, but it's not. It's not. And it's part of a lot of it is part of my morning ritual, right? So I get up a little earlier in order to have the time to do those things in no sort of rush, and it does not interrupt the rest of my day. One or two of those things might spill later into the day, but the majority of those things I feed myself with daily. All that deep work means nothing without consistency. It's like cramming for a test. If you don't review daily, you're not going to absorb all the information the day before your big test. Working out. If I did not work out every single day, I would not have been able to climb a mountain. Not all of my workouts were great. Some of them were torture. Some of them weren't fantastic. Some of them I was half there. Some of them I didn't give my whole effort. But I showed up every day. I showed up every day for me. And that's the other thing. What it proves to you, remember, so another thing that I talked about yesterday was self-love versus self-obsession. That's the kind of self-love where you make a promise and you show up for yourself every day. That shifts things too. Because you are basically making a demonstration that you are worthy of this daily iteration of tasks that only feed and support you. And it is the rising of these things to the level of art. So listen, every workout is not a work of art, but cumulatively they are. Cumulatively, the people that you tell that you love them daily, it builds reserves. It builds reserves in you. So that when you have a day where everything's fucked up and you wake up and you're like, I'm heading towards the pit. I'm marching down the stairs fast. And I don't even know that I can get out of my own way. Those reserves you can rest on. They're not going to make you happy. They're not going to save you from the pit. The pit's necessary. There's lessons. I do believe that there's a point at which in this process you must drown. You have to breathe in deep and drink in the water and choke and drown your old self so you can leave some of those poisonous stories in the back behind you. It's not easy. And again, I'm not saying negate those stories. I'm not saying suppress those stories. You have to look at them. You have to sit with them. And you have to make a decision. Am I willing to tell that story? Am I willing to carry the weight of that story for the rest of my life? And what are my feelings about that story? But what are the facts? Do the facts support my emotional involvement with the story, or is it just habit? It's habit. I do it. And just like breaking a bad habit, it's practice. Practice every day. Because with practice every day, the following things will happen. By moving your body, you're going to get more in touch with it. By telling the people you love that you love them, you're going to build stronger, intimate relationships. By bringing your word that God gave you to say into the world, you're doing your soul's work. And by strengthening your relationship with God, your changes will come about and you will feel supported. And obviously, if you've got a community to do these things, it's even stronger and more rapid because you've got people around you doing the same work. We're doing the same thing. And it's brave. It's brave to look at. Most choose to not. And I would offer that because the veil now is so thin, people know something's fucking so fucked up. They feel the itch. They just feel it. But because they refuse to pick their head up, they have to sedate. Because those things that used to be at least a little veiled, the veil is gone. There is evil in the world, and it's showing itself plainly. It's not even hiding anymore. It doesn't have to. Because when we don't do anything, we don't show up as the way we're supposed to show up, we are tacitly agreeing that that's okay. So reps are necessary every single day. And they don't take a lot of minutes out of your day. And there's a million reasons to make excuses. But when you dig all the way down and you know that you're keeping a promise to you, you're building a real, true sense of self-worth. Real self-love. The sturdy kind, not the flattering, sycophantic kind. The kind with no filter, the kind with no makeup, the kind that shows up. You show up for yourself, you'll be shocked at how she'll show up for you. And with that application every day, the process gets speeded up. If you wait, let's say that you're in a circle. If you wait for your meetings where you know you're going to be able to have a place to put your emotions, to stir up the emotions, think about how long, think about momentum, right? If you're cranking up from 0 to get there, you're spending your whole time getting there. If you're working on this in subtle ways every day, you're already there. You've got access to it. And that means you've got access to change. And the quickest way to access to change is to be supported by other people that are doing those same things. Because you're all working towards the same thing, and your cumulative energy moves and shifts. So today, I invite you to look at your daily reps. What do they consist of? If you wanted to institute that into your daily life and you don't have that now, what would that look like? And listen, I'm a workout fanatic because it fixes my brain, but a walk every day, a dance. Move your body every day, because the more that you inhabit it, when I exhort you to say what's going on in your body when you're emotional, you're going to be able to get those signs faster and faster and faster. So that's what I invite you to do today. And I will see you tomorrow.